Should you buy The Light of the Jedi, the first book of a new era of Star Wars? And as a Star Wars fan, you will undoubtedly be considering whether to buy it or not. So I bought it first so you don't have to waste your money if it's bad. But let me tell you this book is honestly quite the ride. I'll make this a spoiler-free review, so don't worry, relax, and watch in comfort. But before we go any further, please consider subscribing to the channel for more Star Wars content, especially regarding the High Republic. So, back to the video. I've currently read about 30% of the book, so I've just stopped at the end of chapter 17, and I think I have some inkling of where this story is headed and how good it will be. So my first thoughts on where the story is at currently is that the book is a box of unrelenting excitement. The story so far is about the equivalent of watching Anakin in the pod racing scene from The Phantom Menace, but like 10 times more intense.
Now this is pod racing.
Basically, and this isn't really spoilers because it was basically advertised as such, but you get thrown straight into the middle of the Great Catastrophe. And the rest of the book basically builds on top of this event, and as you go along, questions are raised and such. But what I really love about this book is actually the characters that we're introduced to. The book covers numerous characters and their perspectives of the Great Catastrophe, and I think, credit to Charles Soule, given how fast-paced the plot is, he is somehow able to keep the tension while endear us to these new characters. And for such a short period of time, you get to know a lot of characters. It does get confusing in terms of who is who in the beginning, but I settled down pretty quickly, so I didn't have much of a problem with it. If you think you might have some issues following all the characters, just remember to slow down, take your time, and breathe. Because at times it can really feel as though your heart is about to jump out of your own body. So the characters that we're introduced to come from all walks of life, and some of them, well, let's just say we won't be seeing them anytime in the future. But what I think Charles Soule has done expertly here is that he has managed to breathe life and character in such a short period of time. The characters introduced also don't feel like a generic carbon copy, which is usually the case when you jump around many different characters. Instead, each of them have their own unique quirks, which make it even more interesting. And anytime anything really bad happens to these characters, you just feel like a stone has been dropped in your stomach. And if that's not good writing and characterization, then I don't know what is. Another thing that I want to mention is that this book really manages to capture the power and strength of the Jedi Order at this time. Even though the Jedis go through the event called the Great Catastrophe, and there are plenty of moments of desperation and panic, as a reader, you definitely get a good sense of just how awesome the Jedi are. And there are a few notable Jedis that immediately grab your attention, but I won't say who. What's really cool about the book so far is that it introduces a lot of new things that really build the lore and world of this era. Especially some of the tech that the Jedi work with really adds to a lot of color to this time period. It's also the little details that Charles Soule spends his time on, like the outfits of the character, that provides a really immersive experience. The little details also provide a distinctively different feel to the other eras that proceed later, while staying true to the overall aesthetic of Star Wars. So what's my verdict? This one definitely is worth taking a look at, especially if you want to become immersed in this new era of Star Wars. Based on what I've read so far, Charles Soule has really done a fantastic job bringing Star Wars fans into this new time period, so I definitely encourage you to go check it out. The price is a little steep, but if you're a diehard Star Wars fan who is willing to spend thousands of dollars on random merch, this is honestly like a drop of water in Mont Cala. Also, I'm sure that there is gonna be a lot of new quotes and phrases that will come from this book, so expect to see them floating around in the community sometime soon. I'm really excited to read further into this story, and I will be releasing a full review sometime in the future, so for more of the good stuff, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I am the Lost Acolyte,
and I have spoken.